Good morning, guys. Our study today is Genesis 4, 8 through 12, verses 8 through 12. Here we go. Let's see.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Okay. So, the first time somebody sinned, it was basically covetousness. And now Abel is jealous, or not Abel, but Cain is jealous of Abel. So it's like the sin is growing in its power, even though all sins are the same. You know, if you sin, and sin is bad no matter if it's a little white lie or if you murder somebody. It's still bad, but the thing about, the increasing sin is it makes you more and more hardened against God and, what He's trying to guide you, or how He's trying to guide you. So that's the only way, or reason why there are some things that are worse than other things. But everything leads you away from God. It's just that the bigger things get, the further away you get from God, and pretty soon you're not listening to Him. And so, yesterday's lesson, God had warned Cain, if you, offer me a better offering, then, well, it didn't say you will be blessed, but basically you will be blessed. But if you don't, listen to what I'm saying, then you will be more of a slave to sin, is basically what he was saying yesterday. And Cain just got mad and stayed mad, so he's a slave to sin now, just like God said he would be. So now he lures Abel out to the field to kill him out of the jealousy. And Abel was just a trusting and loving guy, and, God tells us to dwell on things that are lovely, so I'm sure Abel was like, oh, Cain is rough and tough, but I love him, he's my brother. I'll do my best with him, And the world was still pretty innocent back then, so he probably wasn't expecting harm. This is the first murder, so how could he have expected murder? Unless Cain threatened him with it before, I don't know. But I doubt it. Let's see. God confronts Cain. Oh yeah, after he does this, and he basically just lies about it. So now, Cain didn't listen to God after the first thing, even though, he was mad because he gave a sacrifice, but it was most likely, not done with love. Otherwise, if it was done with love, there would have been a reason for God to accept it. But just doing it out of works and no love or faith, works without faith is dead. So obviously Cain didn't do it caring about what he was doing. He just, offered him the offering, and that was it. He didn't care. And so now he kills his brother, and then he lies about it, and then you're just snowballing the sin. Well, he did anyway, and we do that too, And so God lets Cain know that he knows that he killed Abel, and gives him a punishment. And Cain doesn't even think to repent, and I guess that kind of rolls into tomorrow, but he doesn't repent of his sin. He didn't repent last time, and he doesn't repent this time. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to repent when you don't know what you're repenting of, but obviously he knows that he did wrong this time for sure. And, that's something we have to remember, is we have to stay repentant. Because, you see what happened to Cain here. He didn't repent. So, and repenting means to turn around, to turn away from. It's kind of like God says later on, he repented of creating humans at all. and we'll get into that in the future. But he repented of creating humans at all because they were just nothing but a pain to him. They were nothing but evil. So it wasn't that he was sorry that he did something wrong. He was sorry that he created us because we were such a pain to him. And so repenting for us is not just being, soulfully sorry to God, but also changing, not just doing the same thing over and over again, as I'm sure we all have done. I certainly have been there. But let's see here. Oh, it's on the other page. Okay, so for verses 8 through 10, I'll save one of those. I just have one then. This is the first murder, taking a life by shedding human blood. Blood represents life. And remember, God covered Adam and Eve after they got kicked out with animal skins. Well, before they got kicked out. With animal skins. They tried to cover themselves with plant leaves, but he actually covered them with animal skins. So that's, the first, God is trying to cover them and give them life again, but it has to be in a lesser format. That was when they got kicked out, Adam and Eve. And now Cain has taken a life. Let's see. Oh, well, this is going to go into tomorrow. But, Cain has taken a life, and life is precious to God. It's precious to God. If blood is removed from a living creature, it will die. Since God created life, only God should take life away. And in reality, God doesn't take life away. I mean, he can take the life out of the body, but you will live eternally. Once you exist, you will never go out of existence. And so that's something to think about. I know it's kind of a short lesson today. That's something to think about, because either you will live eternally in heaven or hell. There is no limbo, there is no annihilation. You are either going to live in heaven for eternity or in hell for eternity. So that is why we should stay repentant, so we can continue to listen to what God has to say to us. The less repentant you are, the more deaf you are towards God, and the more you just go on that wide path of destruction. So that was all I had for today. I think tomorrow's is going to be long again. So anyways, God bless you guys. Bye.